Hello everyone, this is AngryLou here with the first impression of the Azuma. This is the newest heavy battle cruiser style ship added to World of Warships. It boasts an impressive 310mm main battery guns. The ship also has one glaring weakness, and that is its armor. At 25mm armor almost everywhere, this thing can get penned from almost any angle, from any ship, at any time. However, it does have very good strengths as well. It can pen almost any cruiser with its 310mm guns. It sets fires very well. Good long range. And it's an all-around interesting ship. Should you get it? We'll find out. Okay, the match starts now, and I'm looking at the layout of the map, and I'm seeing that the strong side is the sea side, but I already spawned on the sea side. So I'm going to go over and approach sea cap and support our DDs over there with the aircraft carrier in the battle. And I'm just kind of keeping tabs on everybody on the map, trying to determine who's spotted first and where they're spotted, getting a good lay of the land per se. I'm starting to see planes coming in. I'm setting my priorities sectors to make sure I'm ample defended. Again, staying close to the DD to support him with aircraft or AA fire. I pop my spotter plane to try to get an angle on some of the ships coming in. Take a couple pop shots while the aircraft carriers are, trying to nibble away at my armor. My meagerly 25mm of armor. Now the AA on the Azuma is not that bad, but like all Japanese boats, it's not necessarily the best.
You're not gonna rape me, are you?
Blow his brains out, hopefully with his bitch wife watching.
And again, in this situation, I'm just trying to deter them from pushing the cap where our DD is in. I guess moderate cover with the island next to me. I'm just trying to get some shots off.
Spotter returning to ship.
Now here's where I make a very big mistake. You should never put just one fire out. One fire will burn, you can heal most of it back, and everything's fine. I'm thinking I'm okay. I'm backing up, thinking I'm going to go undetected. So, well, here I am. I put the fire out, and would you know it, a couple salvos later, I'm undetected. What happens? Boom. I'm on fire again. I can't put it out. So, make sure, take my advice, don't put one fire out on any ship unless you absolutely are sure you're not going to get caught on fire. You will regret it. Trying to get some long range shots from the cover. And you notice the accuracy of the guns is very consistent, very good. And if I was fortunate enough to have AP loaded there, could have done even more damage with that. using the island as cover for torpedoes that were inevitably coming.
Giggity, giggity, giggity. Ah! Bitch!
Trying not to hit our friendly DD here, but going to get some shots off on Haida. Got 2 hits, pretty good, pretty good. And there's our first blood. And of course I got the Yamamoto Commander, so I get the additional charge of my heal and consumables, evading the torpedoes that were inevitably incoming, because a DD will only show itself when it's already launched its torpedoes. And at this point, I'm just trying to get some fires on the King George V, trying to get some passive dot damage. And unfortunately, I didn't get a fire on that salvo, but I'm just trying to get consistent shots off. The accuracy is very helpful when it's getting those consistent shots off. Trying to get those fires started.
That's awesome!
And up until this point, we have been just basically holding down C. A's been in contention for the entire battle with most of the enemy fleet over there. B's just been played with all the DDs. So now, as we've cleared out C point, we're going to start pushing across through B point and try to get the enemy team to put themselves in vulnerable positions. Meanwhile, we're still nibbling away at this King George, trying to get him on fire again, since he used his damage control on, guess what? 1 fire. Big no-no. Learned our lesson the first time around earlier in the match, and now we're going to try to make him pay later. Now he's on fire for a long time. The reload for the Azuma is 17 seconds with the reload module equipped in slot 6, which isn't too bad. It's pretty consistent for all the heavy cruisers. So, yeah, it's not too bad.
You may look look like a bum, but you got a lot of talent, young man.
And here you get to see some of the AP in action, which is pretty consistent. It tends to pen at pretty decent angles. 310mm guns again, so you can really do some damage. Right here I'm trying to wait for him to show a little more side, which I was wondering if he was going to or not. So he didn't, so I aimed up for the upper belt to try to get some more pins. All ricochets. Luckily for us, the Akizuki was able to finish him off and we can move on. And now we start our push to the west side of the map, trying to discover what we can find over there. You'll notice that the speed of the Azuma is actually not too bad. It can reach a 34 knots base, which can obviously be increased by flags. So that's always helpful for maneuvering and repositioning on the map. Right here I'm just trying to give more AA cover for our DD that is in B, heading towards A.
I'm invincible!
Spotter returning to ship.
You're not gonna rape me, are you?
Here I get robbed on a shot that was perfect in my opinion, but RNGesus was not in my favor. So after this, I'm moving over to try to get some cover behind this island because the Azuma can absolutely wreck, again, the 25mm of armor.
Whoa, that is hot.
And it's at this point in the match that we realize where the aircraft carrier has been hiding the entire time, so I'm going to sneak around this island as best I can to get a nice shot onto the Cleveland, since he's been full health, defending the aircraft carrier, it appears. And this is where you really get to see the AP in action, because it's absolutely devastating to any kind of cruiser broadside. And you notice that I hit the C key, which helped move from the rear turrets to the forward turrets. And we got a Citadel there, 10k salvos, not too bad.
Oh, you got her in the eye.
Now he's pumping some AP into me, which can do some damage. So I'm turning to angle to try to mitigate the incoming AP shells from him. Meanwhile, I'm going to deliver my own little salvo back. And then we get the 3 Citadels with the devastating strike. Not too shabby. So now we notice that the last known location of the aircraft carrier is behind this island to my right. So we're just going to rotate around this island and just take a look and see what we find. At this point now, the enemy Azuma is way down south and well outside of our firing range. Our spotter plane is on cooldown. It'll never cool down in time. So now it's just waiting for the timer and or the points. Just waiting to see what we see on the other side of this island. Well, there's planes. They're coming back, so he must be close.
I'm
Oh,
invincible.
and what do we got here? Oh, it's a perfectly stationary aircraft carrier. Oh, that's a nice shot right there. Look at that. Taking out some of those planes. Secondaries are going off. This is just fish in the barrel right here. Fish in the barrel. He's trying to back up, but he's not be able to do much. It's just a matter of waiting for the reloads to happen. Nice icing on the cake for a battle well performed.
You're not gonna rape me, are you?
And with that final kill of mine, I got the high caliber award. Not too shabby. The battle's just about over. So my final thoughts on the Azuma. Well, it's got to be played a very particular way, but in my opinion, it is a decent ship. It has its drawbacks that are quite extensive. They can be a huge weakness for anybody that's not willing to play it in the particular way that it needs to be played. But it has some strengths too that are very, very well thought out. They have to be utilized in a very particular manner, so I wouldn't suggest this for ranked battles or anything like that. It just doesn't have the tank ability to do so. But yeah, all in all, 2100 base XP, 146,000 damage, multiple awards, multiple missions completed. All in all, I like the ship. I won't spend a million free XP for it, and I wouldn't spend $80 for it unless you have all of the other free XP ships in the game and you are sitting on a million free XP. I just can't suggest it. The Alaska is, in my opinion, better. It's able to tank better. It's got more utility. It has radar. Yeah, I honestly can't say that the Azuma is something you should get. Is it fun? Absolutely. Is it good looking? Does it do its job well? Yes. It's a Japanese heavy battle cruiser that has big guns, accurate guns. But man, that armor. The downfall of that armor. So, final thoughts? Get the Alaska. Unless you have a million free XP that you need to spend. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Bye now.